Warning, this video covers sensitive subjects and describes sexual activities with a transgender furry. Some of you may have heard of or have had the displeasure of hearing of the user Agumon949 on various social medias. I have had some personal, close experiences with this user myself, and I want to expose this pile of filth. Now, first thing, Agumon is a massive hypocrite. And before the main incident of this video that I'll get into, Agumon made a video called Why I Hate Stans. And he had a mini cancellation within the stan community. Agumon's a stan himself. He just doesn't want to admit it. On multiple profiles, they have Ted Nivison as their Twitter banner. They trace fan art for YouTubers. They say they're best friends with Pyrocynical after they've been to Insomnia, or just met him at Insomnia once, and various other things. Agumon posted the worst tweet I have ever seen. I don't even need to tell you why this shit isn't okay. You can't just say someone's autistic. That is an extremely sensitive topic, and someone who isn't autistic definitely doesn't want to be called it. Not that having autism is a bad thing, but you shouldn't assume people have it. This is nowhere near the worst thing Agumon has done, and I'll show you some of the awful things he's done. Agumon is a possible pedophile. Keyword possible. I'll tell you an experience I had with him, kind of being a little creepy with me. Agumon949 was very active in a server I was active in too. My friend Corbin had sent a meme with my face, and Agumon said, "Is that 2012 PewDiePie? He is cute." Now, we're not too sure of Agumon's age, because he has lied about it multiple times. He said he is 17, he said he's 21, his Twitter says he's 19, he said in his own server he's 18. Everyone was quick to respond with, he is 15, and I said in all caps, Agumon, stop. Agumon received a substantial amount more hate after this, and people called him things like animal fucker because he's a furry, and Agumon decided to make a video debunking any idea that he wanted to do pleasurable things with God's beautiful creatures. However, in his own server, he said this, "I don't even fucking want to read this shit out loud. This is vile and one of the most disgusting things I have ever read." So clearly Agumon wants to fuck animals. And I don't know if I can show you the tool that he used, because he is possibly 17. I have an image of the actual tool he used, and I'm not gonna send it here. You guys don't need to see it. Agumon said these things and sent lewd images of himself in a server full of teenagers and preteens. Thanks to this Twitter user for pointing this out. Now, if Agumon is actually 17, like they stated before, and recently they sent a birth certificate, and I'm not entirely sure if it's his or not. It could be a fake. I looked at Google Images to see if any matches up. So if he's actually 17, like his birth certificate says, I can't use any of these images in the video, because that's just, I can't do that without getting into actual trouble. So if he's actually 17, a minor is having lewd images, sexual images. He's sexualizing himself, and he's 17. If he's over 18, then he is preying on innocent children. He is sending these lewd images to kids. He should have he should have child predator charges on him if he's over 18. And I can't file a police report myself because he's in like the UK. I'm young myself. I don't want to dig through his profile to find personal information. I don't want to see his profile. Now, when I said I had personal experiences with him, I didn't just mean he called me cute. In one of the chats, I sent an image of me climbing a tree. Agumon was quick to respond with nice ass. He knows how old I am. This wasn't the first time he has complimented me, and I told him to stop the first time. The mods were very quick to punish him, and they awaited word from the head mod before they perm banned him. During this time, is when all the previous information was coming out, and someone else had come out and said that they had been sexually harassed by Agumon. Lillian says Agumon said stuff like, "I want to fuck you." Lillian is underage. I am honestly not too sure how accurate these claims are. There isn't any real solid evidence, but it was definitely worth noting in the video. At this point, Agumon was afraid, and Agumon took everyone in the server to DMs to try to explain the situation. He told me this: "Dude, I am sorry for what happened, but I promise you I did not mean to send that message in response to your picture. I was in the call at the time and someone shouted 'nice ass' aloud, so I typed it cause I don't fucking know, 8 brain moment, and it was unfortunate that the message sent after your picture. Like, it was absolutely not directed at you at all, and it was just a joke from the call, but people now have an out of context screening and are using it as a way to call me a pedo, which is so fucked. Lily is also making up complete bullshit. I called her once, and all we did was send gifs in chat. I never mentioned anything sexual to her at all, and never would. Like, for fuck's sakes, I'm gay and I have no interest in her. Also, I'm 17, my birth date is 11th January 2003, which that does line up with the birth certificate he sent. I lied when I signed up to Twitter like most people do, and if I ever compliment someone, it's just as a nice gesture, not as a flirtatious thing. It's a force of habit, and I try not to do it in blank server anymore because I know it upsets people. Just stop these pedo accusations, man. The problem with his reasoning was that I was in the call at the time. No one shouted 'nice ass'. That comment was directed at me. I told him no one shouted 'nice ass', and he said someone definitely did. I honestly don't think that him saying I have a nice ass is the biggest deal in the world, especially if he's 17. I could see him saying it as a joke, but if you lie about your age and say you're over 18, don't do that shit. And if you're under 17, never send sexual pictures of yourself in any chat. That stuff will come up later in your life. Huge thanks to Julian and Leaf for finding information on Agumon and noticing weird habits with him before anyone else did. If you are close to Agumon, stay away from him. Sending nudes to minors is not okay. And if you're a minor, sending nudes is not okay either. If you don't know Agumon, do not harass him on Twitter or any social media, please. Harassment can destroy a person to the brink of harming themselves, and I don't want to feel responsible for someone taking their life. If you are Agumon, get off social media and don't send images like that anywhere else.